Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you type it in there? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I see a lot of Vertex people here right now. Thank you for coming in. Shout out, Jocolates. We have Lay. We have Elijah, our students in Vertex. Good afternoon. We are looking into a lot of things for the current week, and that many thanks to DuPoint because they have prepared this free live webinars for everyone in partnership with Vertex as well. Um, can you see the screen right now, everyone? Yes, I believe you can see the screen now. So, before anything else, welcome to Vertex. My name is FQ Farnasio. I am a licensed CTA and I am a PFME by the Financial Educators Association, a certified technical analyst by the Society of Technical Analysts. It is basically accredited by IFTA, or the International Federation of Technical Analysts globally. Basically, we provide market discussions, provide courses about trading, and that with DuPoint right now, we are partnered to provide that educational value. So first things and foremost, can we say thank you DuPoint right now because of having this free webinar and insights and market discussions that we'll be doing for the rest of every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, expect us to have all this impacts, all this stimulus check, all this learnings free for everyone. Most especially, we want to prepare everybody to be trading properly. And that our goal, and me myself, I am always a student of a market, of the market. And a lot of traders have been asking me lately how to become a really good trader. So I have been trading for like 16 years of my life now, and I can say that everything is doing well in trading. But let us just say, over time, we have managed to grow as a trader, and also some of our students, or most of our students, had become proficient in doing so, but it takes time. Time. Can you type it in there? Time. Time is very important in every single thing that we are doing. And it is essential that we manage all those skills first things and foremost. So the topic that I would want to discuss, or maybe let's put a little disclaimer first things and foremost in all this discussion that we'll be having with DuPoint, is that this series or this webinar, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, so if you are looking into this as something that will make you become proficient and profitable right after the discussion, then I guess this is not for you. Our goal is to provide value, to promote proper execution and management. So take everything with a grain of salt. And I highly advise everyone to really study the markets, how we'll be discussing everything. Now, our discussion is all about you becoming a student of the market. Everybody is a student of the market, and we have to make sure that we build that sense of consistency, sense of learning, so that we become a decent trader, and that this discussion that I'll be discussing right now will be tackling all about fundamentals, technicals, risk management, and all, so that you will be executing things properly in the market. Now, the topic, it's not just focusing on technical aspect of trading, but the topic that I designed and prepared for today is actually all about the bigger aspect of the market, which is very giving out big impacts in the market recently and lately. Now, I guess it's preparation that we need in order for us to proficiently execute things well. Now, can you type it in there? Preparation. Let's prepare. Let's prepare. Because part of the fundamental aspect that I'll be teaching for today is that you guys knowing the fundamental aspects or foundational aspects that we should be knowing before we will be trying to go about and trading our DuPoint platforms, or our platforms, or trading platforms that we'll be using. Because there are actually two aspects in trading that every trader should be taking into consideration. Before this slide, I want to go back in my previous slide. As you see here, we have several aspects or techniques that we can be profitable in the market, as well as applying psychological and risk management aspects. There has been a debate lately which is the best approach in trading the market. Can you type it in there? What kind of trader are you? Are you more of a technical kind of trader, or are you a fundamentalist kind of trader, or are you leaning towards the techno-fundamental aspect and aligning them both? Because this is very important that we also look into this aspect so that we know how will we be managing and aligning every single thing. So the topic for today, Ma'am Fem, she said she is more of a technical trader. Are you solely basing everything on charts, Ma'am Fem? Are you solely basing everything in charts? You're not looking into other aspects in your trade. It's okay to unmute. It's good that we have a healthy interaction in this discussion so that we can address everything properly. Yes, most of the time. And probably there are some aspects in the market, Ma'am Fem, that you have been wondering. The technical aspect is doing well because the trend is pretty much going to that direction. But why all of a sudden it made a different approach to what the technical aspect is telling us? Well, this is the part of the market that the what we call the unseen aspects. Can you type it in there? Unseen aspects of the market. Now, the unseen aspects of the market is leaning towards what we call the fundamental aspects of the market. In these fundamental aspects of the market, I'll be discussing for today all about what we call policies. Can you type it in there? Policies. Because there are a lot of policies that are affecting our trades. Like what I've said, these are the unseen markets or the unseen happenings in the markets na bigla, in Tagalog or in our native language in the Philippines, we call it gulat ka. Di ba? Can you type it in there, Filipinos? I see a lot of Filipinos here right now. Gulat ka. Di ba? Or gulat ka, meaning you are shocked because all of a sudden there's an abrupt movement of the market that you haven't seen in the technical aspect. And these are aspects that we have to look into as well that might be affecting or will be affecting your trades. One of which, or let's try to separate the idea of these aspects because there are different policies that are important in our trade. And it's very timely that we discuss one policy that is upcoming this week. Well, all these policies will transpire to what we call managing growth, unemployment, and inflation. So these are the policies that we are going to look into, and very important how we will be aligning it with our trades. Now, like I said, all these policies are given right up, or all the data is given to us right up by the internet, right, or by our Bloomberg terminals or Reuters Acons. All these policies are given to us traders, what we call that, transparent, diba? And all these policies should be understood properly. Can you type it in there? Understand, right? It should be understood properly so that you know what will you be doing with every trade or aspect when you will be applying it on a personal note. So let's get into the idea on how to trade and manage all these things. Now, number one of which, or the policies that I'll be talking about for today, is what we call the fiscal and monetary policy. Does anyone know what a fiscal policy is? Can you type number one if you know what a fiscal policy is? And type number two if you know what a monetary policy is. Right? Does anybody know in the group, in the crowd? No? I guess I guess it's a different topic, right? Especially on technical traders, it's a bit hard to manage to look into these things because most of the time all those policies are just plain statements of people, and it's really hard to manage it. But for today, or Elijah, thank you for sharing. So fiscal is leaning towards the government policies and central bank policies on monetary policies. Yes, Elijah is correct. And the main objective of these policies is to actually, for fiscal policies, what? Number one is to stimulate growth. Stimulate growth. Growth and management of public spending. Now, we will be diving into the fiscal policies later, and we'll be diving into the monetary policies later as well. Monetary policies are diving into controlling what we call inflation. Can you type it in there? Inflation. Inflation is pretty much rampant right now in our current age right now because let's face it, all prices of goods sold are rising and all, but what's important is that how will we know how to manage it with our trades. And like I said, there are some aspects in the market that are unforeseen, and these are the two culprits, or let's just say culprits, of why we did not see things properly. Now, monetary policies control inflation. It manages currency stability and adjusts interest rates in that policy, in this kind of policy. Now, let's try to dive into all these things. First things and foremost, let's try to dive in fiscal policy. Can you type it in there? Fiscal policies. Fiscal policies. Like what Elijah said a while ago, there are aspects that we have to look into. There are actors. Actors are the one who are doing action or taking action with this kind of policies. We have the tools, we have the process on how will we manage it, and the potential outcomes for our trades. I'll be discussing it in depth later on how these things will go about. The actors of fiscal policies, like what Elijah said a while ago, are what we call government officers. Or let's just say the Congress, the President, and the Finance Ministry of each country. I believe in all countries has their own state leaders, right? Or their country leaders or presidents and all. This is their job to actually control government spending and or taxation. So how will we go about all these things? Now, the process of what they're doing is to looking into spending and or taxes. Can you type it in there? Spend. Spending. Now, let's give you a little something on spending of government. I believe a lot of you guys, especially with Filipinos, a lot of Filipinos are having that hugot. Can you type it in there? Hugot. You know what hugot is? Hugot is ano ba hugot sa English? Hugot is something that you rant about because of what you feel about something. And in most countries, well, a lot of people has to say about things, right? With spending, with the fiscal policy, its main tool is to basically spend towards to control inflation, to do all these things to stimulate demand for the country. Imagine if a country is increasing spending. If a country is increasing spending, or the fiscal policy is to increase spending and to lower taxes, do you think that it will also promote stability or health or growth in the economy if taxes are lowered? Yes, and spending of the government will go about. This is what we call increased spending and lowering taxes. It's what we call it stimulates demand. Can you type it in there? Demand. Demand. It stimulates demand. So what are the reasons if or what is the purpose of increasing spending and decreasing taxes? It basically is related to what we call money printing as well, because it gives more power to people to purchase, right? It gives more potential to people to spend, or to have income. Why? If governments are spending, let's say for example, infrastructures, through education, through innovations, right? It promotes growth, and it also promotes what we call employment. And once employment is good, right, demand also seeks in towards a particular economy. Now, like what I've said, there are different impacts to all these things that I have been discussing, all about these fiscal policies. And it's very important that we get to know and deep dive on these policies, because main outcomes or impacts of this will likely proceed to what? Growth, with GDP, right? Because I mean, outputs of people because of growth, GDP rises, right? It also promotes job, like what I've said a while ago, because people or the government is spending through infrastructure. And having infrastructure projects can also promote what? Give people job opportunities, which likely give people potential money to spend on. Right? You got the idea? Can you type number one if you get the idea? Later, let's relate it to how trading is. And it's very important that we get to know all this idea first so that we know how to apply things with how we will be trading. Now, another aspect that I have been discussing, that I discussed a while ago, is all about what we call monetary policy. Like what Elijah said, this is the job of what we call central banks. Can you type it in there? Central bank. Central bank. In the Philippines, we call it the Bangko Sentral. Di ba? We have the ECB or European Central Bank. We have the Reserve Bank of Australia and we also have the Federal Reserve and many other central banks in different states. Well, the main goal of central banks is to basically regulate the overall health and stimulus of a country. It promotes opportunities for a certain country. Its main tool is to regulate what we call interest rates, reserve requirements, and open market securities. Let's discuss every single thing properly. I know this is a long discussion that will not take for just an hour. But let's try to cook it well so that we know how to apply things well. Now, with this example, the process of central banks is to either what increase interest rates and or lower interest rate, right? And this is very important that we get to know how will we be managing our trades in case these things came about. Right. Well, all these things, all the data that is being given to us, all these reserve requirements, interest rates, are all transparent, like what fiscal policies are. Just to give you an example on fiscal policies, I believe I have here the fiscal policy of Joe Biden in the United States for this 2025. And all these things basically promote growth in many sectors and aspects. It's just a long read, but if you know what you're looking at, you will basically know what will be the going direction of a certain country or what will be the boom and bust what we call that boom and bust generation that we have to focus ourselves into as well. Now, let's go back to monetary policy. With monetary policy, like what I've said, it's all about increasing and decreasing interest rates. With all this, the increase and decrease of interest rates, increasing or lowering interest rates, I mean, let's try to check on how lower interest rates can affect. What potential outcomes can it also give? And what will be the effect of increasing interest rates? Like I said, all these things has impacts on our trade that is likely very unseen to us. And if you are a fundamentalist, well, you get ahead of the news and you get ahead of what we call the direction where the market is heading. And it's very important that we get to know it. Now, what are the outcomes of potentially knowing monetary policies? You will know what? Number one, interest inflation or impact on inflation. Sorry. Can you type it in there? Impacts on inflation. Impacts on inflation. We have exchange rates and we have economic stability as well. Well, okay. For the discussion, both are focusing on growth of each country, right? Like I said, we have the fiscal policy that is promoting growth on employment and spending on projects of the fiscal policies. We have the monetary policy that is regulating also interest rates and also exchange rates and economic stability. Both policies aim to what? Balance what we call growth and inflation. Well, fiscal policies affect demand directly, technically, through government spending because when government spends, likely it is what we call a ripple effect of what potentially might happen in the market. Now, while monetary policy naman, it influences demand by what? Altering, can you type it in there? Borrowing cost. Borrowing cost. Monetary policy, its main policy is to alter borrowing costs of people, governments, and or companies. Take note that all these things are also essential in each trade that we'll be doing in the market. Now, what are these things to look into? Now, we discussed the initial basis of fiscal policy and monetary policy. Let's go back into what we call the fiscal policy of potentially what's happening globally right now, upcoming. Do you know who these guys are? Yes, can you type it in there? I believe you guys really know these two personalities, right? We have Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, who is now running for what? They are running for? They are running for President of the United States. Do you know that as traders, it is also essential and important for you to look into what policies are they going to make, right? So we have Trump and Harris. She might be the first lady president of the US, and Trump also has a big policy that is also important and key that we have to look into. Now, these things or this both personalities has their own campaigns, and what we look into as traders are their fiscal plans or policy proposals that will likely affect the market in the future. Now, let's not dive into how we analyze all these expenditures and interest rates or revenue process of Trump and Harris, but let's look into the futuristic output and outcomes of both. Now, this came from our terminal, and it was said that the wide range of uncertainty because of interpreting their potential fiscal policies. With regards to Kamala Harris, they said that her plan could increase debt by $3 billion and what do we call this? 8.3 trillion through 2035. Whereas Donald Trump increases debt by what? 1.65 and 15.55 trillion. Differences on debt is big, right? Is it big? From Harris to Trump effect. The Trump effect is leaning towards having more debt for the country to promote growth, right? And Harris is more of a not so aggressive one because let's face it, Trump is a businessman, right? And what are the potential things that as a businessman could look into? And it is important that we know all these things as well. What are the implications that we need to look into in all this data so that we know how the market will react? Now, all these things will look into interest rate volatility, market state sentiment. We have currency fluctuations, inflation expectations, and sectoral impacts as well. Now, with Trump and Harris, interest volatility, it just basically means higher national debt often leads to what? Interest rates or rising interest rates. So imagine if higher debts of Trump will lead to higher or rising interest rates. As the government may need to potentially higher yields to attract buyers and customers or buyers for its debt. Government, what? They offer bonds or securities for people to also have more potential to what they're gonna do. But for traders, it means if Trump is leaning towards providing higher interest rates in the future because of yes, printing money and the futuristic effect of it will lead to inflationary measures again. Likely, people will shift towards bonds market and influencing interest rate sensitive sectors like real estates and financials. Now, what is a bond market, or why do we have to consider bond market if Trump wins? Because, well, considering shorting bond or government bonds because of high interest rates, basically, if you are having high interest rates because of the plans of Trump and the futuristic effect of it, well, growth will likely become limited in the future. I'm not saying immediately it will be like that, but the futuristic effect, because of being a businessman, decreasing decreasing interest rate right up and giving more potential for people to purchase a lot more will likely lead to too much inflation. And to fight it actually is all about increasing interest rates. So the potential future of interest rate volatility between Trump and Harris is, well, shorting long-term government bonds. That's what I see. And with financial stocks, I believe we have also global stocks as well. Exploring long positions in financial stocks like banks and all because of having company insurances and benefits from higher interest rates. So that's what I'm looking into this in the future. With regards to market sentiment, we have a lot potential large scale of debt. Increases can affect investors' confidence. Can you type it in there? Confident. Investors' confidence. Large-scale debt increases can affect investors' confidence as basically concerns about government ability to what? To manage debt. So it might be a going concern in the future for the government to manage all these debts. Likely, what are the potential go-to markets if this happens? If large-scale debt increases, that would likely affect investor confidence. My suggestions or my take, given this kind of sentiments, is leaning towards safe haven assets, like allocation of portions into your portfolio towards golds, right? Utility stocks. We because basically they tend to do more or perform more during uncertainties of the market. Well, this will happen in the future. This might potentially happen in the future, considering the market right now is in an early recessionary state. We also have options and futures, trade in volatility based on instruments. So basically on options and futures, to potentially profit from increasing markets, it will potentially profit from increasing market volatility. It will be stemming from debt concerns, guaranteed. And that with currency fluctuations, I believe this is what is the main concern of people. With regards to Forex, can you type it in there, Forex? Because I believe a lot of people who are using the platforms of DuPoint are leaning towards trading the Forex market. And if debt is projected to weaken the US dollar, meaning the US dollar weakens, consider what? Long positions on foreign currencies or cross-correlated currencies. So, I'll be discussing on how to correlate things later. Let's say, for example, euro, and we have US dollar. Because if debt is projected to weaken the US dollar in the future, potentially euro is stronger than the weakening dollar, making this effect a long potentially position in the market in the future. Well, like I said, all these things are all potential speculative implications of us, but we have to look into who will potentially win and what are their going fiscal policies in the future. So let's look into that later. Now, this fiscal policies of all these personalities, we have Trump and Kamala Harris. This is what we call a also multiplier effect. Can you type it in there? Multiplier effect. The multiplier effect, it is an initial government spending and cuts. It is crucial. It is a very crucial concept to fiscal policies and how government will be spending, and tax cuts or tax cuts can have, it will basically have a larger impact on the economy. And I'll be discussing on how it works. These are, like I said, a larger impact on the economy than the original amount. Now, what is this multiplier effect and what should we consider looking into? We have initial spending or tax cuts. We have increased consumer spending and ripple effects. For initial spending or tax cuts, basically the government injects money to the economy. If the government is injecting money to the economy, the first step is to increase income for workers. And all these things we see in their platforms with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Especially with Donald Trump, he's very vocal in Twitter, or right now it's most commonly known as X. If Trump likely wins, there is a big effect also in cryptocurrency because he declared that he is a president. So likely it will also potentially lead towards cryptocurrency pumping as well. So increase consumer spending. In increasing consumer spending, people and companies that receive money will that receive money, people and companies that receive money, this money spend a portion on its for goods and services, creating what potentially new income for each country. Now, all these things that I'm discussing, it's a portion on how we will be applying things on a technical aspect. Now, bear with me because this is a bit hard for the brain. And the ripple effect, it's spending continues to circulate. Now, the one good question about all these things, how will it affect my trade? How? Increasing market liquidity in all these things, its main job is to what? Increase market liquidity, sectoral opportunities and growth, and or inflation expectations on commodities, and interest rate adjustments and all. All these things will be affecting also our trades. When government spending stimulates the economy, it increased revenue leading to higher stock prices. It will likely lead to potential higher stock prices and a lot of things as well. Now, with fiscal policies, I believe a lot of you guys have um, experience, or a lot of us had experienced the multiplier effect of how COVID happened to us, right? Did it happen to everyone? Yes. In trading, um, let's look into what we call that COVID fiscal that happened before. And let's try to relate it with what's happening right now in with the election, and what will its effect potentially be. There are actually two kinds of fiscal policies that had happened before. We have the acute phase, and we have the recovery phase of COVID, of fiscal policy. Now, the acute phase is likely going to many economies, and it is the main response of government towards private incomes and employment relationships. The recovery phase is what we call the infections being in control or lifting potential policies and freezing potential policies for recovery. Now, this one is during, well, it happens, it's a recessionary measure. It happened, it also contributed to recessionary measure to countries and all, because a lot of economies froze because of it. Now, the policies of fiscals, let's say with Trump and Harris right now, we are on the early stage of recession. They want to basically uplift an economy or put it up, right? They have to what we call with their multiplier effect, they have what we call increasing outputs and or potentially decreasing outputs. Trump and Harris plan in promotion is leaning towards what we call expansionary measures. Can you type it in there? Expansionary, especially with Trump having the higher debt. Its main goal is to expand. Now, problem with too much expansionary measure and too much growth and printing of money is it will lead to too much buying and purchasing of people. Diba? Too much buying and purchasing of people will also lead to what we call inflation. Now, the main goal of monetary policy is to actually go about and fight all these inflationary measures. Now, fiscal policies also aid to this. But like I said, let's try to look into the market on what happened during the market when it is in the time of COVID. Let's say, for example, during the time of COVID, we have the dollar during COVID. That was like 2020, right? Um, during 2020, this happened during COVID, right? During COVID, everything froze and everything likely dropped because of what happened with COVID. And that is what we call the acute phase of the market. And the relief phase of the market is that the fiscal policies tend to like give potential or expansionary measures for the country. Even monetary policies, they had to freeze interest rates, giving out printing money, or as the term calls it, but it's not actually printing money. They tend to lower interest rates, lower taxes, lower interest rate, and increase potential spending. Now imagine if you are a trader and you know that this is happening. Governments are increasing spending, promoting growth and opportunities for people, lowering down taxes and lowering down interest rate. If you are an investor or if you are a person, all these things can also help and provide for you as a person, especially if you are trying to lend money or borrow money, right? If you are borrowing money, if interest rates are low, you will have more potential to borrow instead of borrowing things at a higher interest rate. Now, this also provided, yeah, it provided aid for people and actually contributed to what we call inflationary measure. Imagine if a country is given too much power, let's say for example, by what is happening with the policies of Trump and Harris. On Trump, especially because he is a businessman, it will likely provide more potential inflation to the country. And this is what a classic example of what might happen as well should you give more potential to an economy. The job of the fiscal policy is to, yes, promote growth and to also give out potential for employees and all in the labor sector. But giving more potential, it's like printing money or giving them money because having more jobs, having more money to spend on, lower interest rates can also give you what the potential to borrow. That is why they call it printing, because borrowing gives you more money, and that if you have more money, will you spend on it? Can you type it in there? Spend. You will likely end up spending your money. And that is actually what we call growth. And growth is good. But like I said, too much growth can also lead to bad things. And this will go towards our topic and discussion for today. It's all about getting our butts kicked by Paul Tudor Jones. In trading, we have to be able to handle to get our butt kicked because, well, technically, we are dealing with money in trading, and that most of the time we might be wrong, and that how we manage it is also as important. Now, the discussions or the topics that I gave a while ago with monetary policies and fiscal policies, how important are they on executing your trades? Is I believe, yeah, that is the fundamental aspect of trading, but you have to also align it with what we call the technical aspect of things. The technical aspect of things is the easiest part of trading, wherein we use price indicators, charts, supports, and or resistances. All these technical aspects that we will be using to to manage to enter and to exit a particular trade. The fundamental aspect is something different because you have to review a lot of things. The discussions that I gave a while ago with fiscal policies and monetary policies, these are all fundamental aspects. And we have to review interest rates, we have to review economic data, we have to review political stability with or events and all. If you see in our server, in our Vertex server, this is actually how in-depth all the datas are in our server, even Federal Reserve implications and all. We discuss every single thing, even with how Trump will go about if he wins. Money printing goes good for crypto as well. But in the future, it might not be sustainable because of like what example, the example I gave with what happened with COVID. If you give too much potential for people, then it will likely end up bad in the future. Can you type future? It might likely end up bad in the future. We might be experiencing layoffs. We might be experiencing bank runs and all due to those effects. And that is the fundamental aspect. It's very important that we get to know all those things. But this discussion is actually designed for you not to solely become just a technical trader. I'm not saying doing just technical is fine. A lot of traders are also applying things on just the technical aspect because some people are being brain dead because of just understanding how fundamentals work. But let's try to deep dive on how we can analyze things easy and manage things them well with our trade. Now, a while ago, we've discussed the fiscal policies and interest rates. All these things is actually part of the trade that we are going into. We have our base and we have our quote. Can you type it in there? Base and quote. Let's say, for example, you have Euro USD. And we have the dollar as our quote side. The goal of our base and quote, we have Euro USD, is for our base to have to make a purchase of our quote side. That's why it's called quote. It's called the quotation. So we are using our base to purchase our dollar. Now, with this correlation, imagine strength and stability because of policies that is happening in each country. All these things, all those interest rates, economic data, political stabilities, all those things are very much transparent. Okay? We have the Forex Factory calendar. We have Baby Pips calendar. We have the Economist Track calendar and all. All these things are very much transparent. And right this week, actually, we have the FOMC upcoming and the European Central Bank that is having a potential rate cut. We have uh, it here in our server here, the economic data that England will have a 25 basis point potential cut and that we have another 25 basis point cut with the dollar. Imagine if you have all this data in advance and review all this data in advance. Giving out a potential rate cut for a dollar is actually weakening the currency. Can you type it in weakening a currency? Weak, weak. Can you type it in weak? If a rate cut will be experienced in the dollar, the euro becomes much stronger potential to purchase more dollar because the dollar is going down, right? Now, this gives us that trade idea of how we will be managing and growing our portfolios. Well, like I said, if the dollar is weakening and euro is stronger, then it will give you more potential for the dollar to go about. And like I said, all this data is pretty much transparent in all those terminals, calendars and all. Also in our server, we have been using terminals to forecast all these things ahead of time and analyze all these things ahead of time. It's about you understanding how things work and how you will correlate it with the markets. Like I said, the fundamental aspect is it's not that hard actually to understand. But what's critical here is how you will be aligning all these things in your trade. Like I said, the central bank's task is to what? To regulate the overall health of an economy. And its main goal is to stimulate as well. Let's say, for example, the European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve will rate cut. Then it will likely affect potentially the euro and the dollar. Who will be the first one to make a rate cut? Likely it's euro, providing more down potential with euro. And with dollar, for example, what happened with AUD USD on the previous month and NZD USD with the previous month, they told us in our terminals and in the Forex Factory calendars, everyone will have a rate cut potential, giving potential weakness to what we call the base currency. So imagine if the base currency is weak, then it gives higher potential or stronger potential towards dollar. If your currency is weak, will you be able to purchase more dollar if your currency is weaker? Okay, you got the idea? Can you type number one if you got the idea right now? If your currency is weaker because of the stimulus happening, right? How will you purchase more potential to the dollar if that is happening? And this is the type of discussion that I would love to dive into for everyone, for you to be able to manage your trades well. Because like I said, all this data can be given in advance um, before the US dollar even announced or before forecasts was even announced. We had a glimpse already last November 4 and or last week on what's potentially happening on the bad data of the US right now and that they will be having a 25 basis point cut again. That is why the currency likely had a what? Run up and gap because of those impacts. Now, what's critical moving forward is what will happen right after if the European Central Bank rate cut, and what will happen right after if the dollar potentially cuts rate, which gives more power towards euro or the purchasing power of euro in the future. Now, what's next? US election. What will happen to the dollar if in case Trump wins? Given the rising debt potential and the money printing potential that Trump might do. In the future, fiscal policies of this running for presidents can also affect the stability of a pair. Take note, what we are trading in the global markets are what we call pairs. Can you type it in there? Pairs. Pair. All these pairs has their economic strength and weaknesses. We have to understand how we can be relate, how can we relate all these things with our trade. And it's very timely because, like I said, it's happening in a few days. And it's very important that we get to know how we manage things Well, now I've discussed some of the potential happenings given the data that's what's happening. Like I said, we have a potential rate cut of the US, and it's right now 96%, I think, from CME Group, that we are having a 25 basis point cut, another potential. So it's summing up to 75 basis point cut right now. Oh, 98% of a now total of 75 basis point cut from the US. And how will it affect your trade? If the dollar will weaken, will euro strengthen because of that impact? Yes. Can you type it in? Can you type yes if you understand how the techno fundamental aspect is going to happen in the future because of these things? Now, like I said, all these things is interconnected and pretty much related to each other. You have to know how to manage it with your base and coat and with pairs. And a currency strengthens when basically a central bank increases interest rates. A currency weakens if it, well, happens to what? To lower rates. It also has an effect towards currencies or stocks. If you are trading stocks, for that matter, here's a good sample when our central bank cuts down interest rate. It also has a big effect towards stock market. So if you are trading the stock market as well, it can also drive investors or put in some investors in the country and giving out more potential for stocks to rally in the future. Now, here's a classic example of knowing what of how why it's important to know all this news ahead of time. Last year of this year of 2024, last December 25, 2023, we already had an announcement in our server that we know that the BOE will have a rate cut potential for the upcoming year, for the first quarter. This will likely lead us to having expectations of what? If there will be a rate cut, it will potentially weaken a currency. Now, let's say for example, you are trading Euro USD. And if your currency is weakening, will you purchase more dollars if your currency is weak against the dollar? I guess the answer is no. The answer is no, making the price action or the trend, okay, go down for that specific currency. And this is likely the after effect of the potential of that rate cut. Now, get to know all this data well so that you know how to manage your trades properly. Like I said, all this data can be taken ahead of time, and it's important for you to get to know what implications or what futuristic effects might happen in the future for your trade, because it is a forever effect and ripple effect or cycle that can lead towards growth for us traders, because we are traders. We basically don't care about, well, we care about economic stability of our country, because it is if we are growing our capitals well, we can fight inflation through spending our own trades or our own money for our trades, right? Like I said, we have to know how to manage things well and to trade them properly with given those idea. Now, a lot of things are also important to consider, like geopolitical aspects or wars or in trade wars. A good example of geopolitical war that had happened is that um, Iran made a missile launch to Israel, right? And just recently, Israel also created uh, a counter-strike effect in Iran. And well, all these things will also have to consider what are the currencies that might be affected, what will be the effect on my trade, assuming I'm trading GBP USD, if I'm trading Euro USD, what will be the cross correlation effect? If there is a counter strike towards it, then dollar potentially increases, or dollar will be inflationary. It will be stronger. It will be harder let's say, to purchase a dollar, making a currency potentially weak against it. And these are the fundamental aspects that is important. And here is a sample of, because of knowing interest rate cuts in advance, right? You have to know how to manage them well. Like I said, the previous rate cut of the US is a 50 basis point cut. If you know how it will be affecting, then I guess the trade idea will be easy in the future, like I said. Now, technical aspect is the easy part because, well, we just base things with support and resistance, price action trends. Probably in our next webinar by next week, we'll be discussing on price action trends and how we will be relating all these learnings that we had on the fundamental aspect to our trade. If you know what you're looking at, or if you know what stimulus or the direction of the market will be because of the effect of a potential stimulus upcoming. Let's say, for example, there is a high impact news that is affecting right now. It's the FOMC monetary policy. If you know that there will be a rate cut of the dollar, then I guess you don't have to fight the trend because of it. You will already know the foresight or potentially what will happen in the future. Will it go up because of having a rate cut of the dollar, because of the currency strengthening and the dollar weakening? What will the currency do? It provides us a foresight. Can you type it in there? Foresight. The foresight in trading is very important. And that the technical aspect on price action and knowing patterns, yeah, it's working. But in my book, I love the idea of getting to know all these things so that I am also prepared. Preparedness is important because you won't be shocked in case things suddenly pop out. Like I said, if you know what you're expecting, I mean, it's easier to manage things correctly, right? Now, looking at it, here is another sample when, what is this? Yeah, we had the first rate cut of the dollar, I think, during this time. The first rate cut of the dollar. We are projecting that the market is going down because of the first potential, rate cut ba to? No. This is not the rate cut of the dollar. This is October. This is pure chart and pattern. This is in our server, October. Yeah, this is the oil crisis. This is the oil crisis and the tension that's happening last October. Because of it, in the missile launch, we know what will be the potential effect of the pairs and that we are prepared on what we will be doing in the future. Like I said, if you know how to project the market well and see what will it be affecting, it will be easier for you to manage things well. Now, technical aspect is knowing how to read all these things. Like I said, we can discuss this in our server and in our multiple times in Dew Point servers because we pledge, or Dew Point also pledge to do this regularly with us already, and that it is our duty to provide value for everyone, for every individual. Okay, now Techno fundamentals. Fundamentals will understand. You will understand basically why any pair, any coin, any stock is moving in that certain direction. If you know why it's moving or where it is heading, likely your technicals should determine how you will be executing. Will you go long? Will you go short? Because this is the cross correlation effect of the market. Now, this will be my discussion for today. I know I have been long overdue with my discussion. We have a lot of things to discuss more on the upcoming weeks, and I believe, like I said, all these impacts will affect future stability. And the upcoming election is upcoming. We I hope you guys are now prepared on what will happen if Trump wins, if Harris wins, what will you look into on their fiscal policies, and what will you look into towards monetary policies of Jerome Powell and other central banks as well. How will you relate it with your trades? And how will you manage it with your trades as well? Now, do you guys have any questions before anything else? Questions? How do you find the discussion on the techno-fundamental aspect? How do you find it? Can I call on some people, Harold? Okay. Do we have ayan. Do you have any
Hello po, hello.
questions? Do you have some thoughts, Harold, on the discussion? How do you find it so that we can address as well?
Yes, sir. So far, very informative po yung yung discussion and on point talaga yung mga um, articles kasi so far, yun nga, yun yung inaabangan ngayon, yung US election. So, maraming parang confusion kung ano ba talaga yung mangyayari sa market once na
Mhm,
sino yung mananalo sa election. At least
mhm,
ngayon, may idea na kami kung ano yung pwede naming abangan if sino talaga sa kanila yung mananalo and then naka-prepare na kami sa trades namin.
mhm. Well, some traders, for the record, some traders are taking it slow with their trades right now because of being speculative, or being caution on speculations on what will happen right after Trump wins and or Harris wins. And considering also the monetary policy that's happening, everything might change in the future. So it will always depend. Like I said, it's good that we know all these fiscal policies, but it is also important that we stay up to date as to what is now the growing trend because of these policies. Okay, so thank you, Sir Harold, for that one. Can I ask Sir uh, Elijah, how do you find our discussion for this afternoon? Elijah?
Hello.
Mm,
Um, Same po. Informative lalo na po sa regarding the fundamental aspects of trading kasi I rarely look into it since yun po recently I've been trading indices
mm-hmm.
um and I'm using the 15-minute and 1-minute chart pero right now I'm getting a bigger picture po of
Yeah.
what could
Eh,
happen in the future.
And may I ask what time are you trading, Sir Elijah?
US session.
During US sessions. And just for the record, we every time it's US session, we have a lot of high impact news during the US sessions. And I believe you see it right up. The sudden abrupt price movements because of the impacts, right, Elijah? So, yes, she said yes. So, siguro let's ask two more people. How do you find it? Or if you have any questions, may I ask, sino pa bang mga pwedeng tanungin? May I ask si Larry? How do you find it, Larry? I believe Larry is one of our students as well. Larry, how do you find it na? Or you're at work? He's at work, I believe. So, any more questions? Nothing more? I believe, Sir Alvin, are you here right now? If there are no more questions, I guess I have to pass it to Sir Alvin, the discussion. If you want to know more and check more about what we do in Vertex, so our company is named Vertex, and we basically teach people on how to trade financial markets well. We have certain programs that we do. We also provide license designations like PFME and also CTA license as well, coming from the Society of Technical Analysts. And in partnership with DuPoint, we will be doing this regularly to also provide and give out value to all you people of DuPoint and in Vertex as well. So if you have any more questions, do like and follow our page in Vertex because we have a ton of announcements and discussions that we are doing in our page. And I'm also welcoming everyone in our server as well. We are opening a um, Pathfinder role in our server wherein you can be right up ahead of all those impacts because we will be also sharing all these insights in our server. And let's have an open discussion probably in our server to aid all those potential trades in the future. So this is what we are doing. And if there is nothing more, thank you. Sir Alvin, are you here? Thank you for having me this afternoon. Wait. Okay. If there are more questions and then if there are more discussions as well that you guys need about Vertex and our process, do like and share as well our DuPoint platforms as well. And if you don't have an account with DuPoint, I believe our RM is here and DuPoint people are here to provide links on how we'll be going in their platform. So many thank you, DuPoint, for doing this weekly session for everyone. I want this on a Tuesday because on Mondays it is a spike of volatility always in the market. We want to have market sessions preparations every Tuesdays because it is where well on our perspective professional execution basis happens. Okay? And we want to give out the best to everyone. Okay? We want to give out the best to everyone. And what else? If you have any more questions or if you don't have any more questions, consider signing up with DuPoint. And Harold, do you have the link of DuPoint so that they can consider signing up? How it's here. So if you want to know more about DuPoint, do consider signing up. And if you are part of the DuPoint group and all, we also have and we will be providing free coaching sessions and discussions for everyone. We have a certain program in our server that is designed for all delegates and designation, all delegates and users of DuPoint. So that's it for today. And thank you for everyone for coming in. Do sign up for DuPoint. Thank you, DuPoint, for having us, everyone.